Greetings to all. It's hard to predict what automakers might have planned over the next few years. Ideas constantly change, timelines are ever fluid, and with so many companies now backing away from electrification, who knows what the landscape will look like in the next decade. While it's impossible to predict what the next 10 years might bring, we can at least whip out our crystal ball to tell you some of the best cars we expect to see in 2025. The list ranges from electric sedans and SUVs to supercars, hypercars, and everything in between. There's still mystery surrounding some of these products, but we're confident these cars are coming soon. With the Dodge Charger going electric, the Alfa Romeo Giulia is next in line. Using the same Stellantis STLA large platform that underpins multiple electrified models, the next Giulia will have R and Quat, BOM and Quat design, according to the company's CEO, and both gas and electric powertrains. The EV version could make up to 1,000 horsepower in quadrifoglio spec, while Alfa may use the same twin-turbocharged 3.0-liter Hurricane Straight-6 found in the Charger and Ram 1500. Details are still slim, but we should see the new Alfa late next year. BMW is already testing a new M2 CS, which means we could see it as early as this year. The pint-sized performance car will reportedly have 518 horsepower and remain rear-wheel drive. It should also get enhancements like a stiffer suspension, better brakes, a stripped-down interior, and lightly revised bodywork. There's no word on how much the M2 CS could cost, but looking at the gulf between the standard M3 and the M3 CS, a price tag of $90,000 for the M2 CS isn't out of the realm of possibility. The standard BMW M2 starts at $66,075 for 2025. The BMW M3 is going electric, using the brand's new Class EV platform. The battery-powered performance sedan promises 2 and Quat, beat everything, and Quat, with an 800-volt architecture. The new M3 will be able to accommodate batteries ranging from 75.0 to 150.0 kilowatt-hours, with the ability to produce up to 1,341 horsepower in top spec. It should make around 700 horsepower in base form. The BMW M3 EV could debut late next year, after its base 3 Series EV counterpart, before going on sale in 2026. But we wouldn't be surprised to see it a year later. BMW hasn't hinted at any pricing details, but given that the current gas M3 starts at $76,995, we could see the price jump pretty significantly for the EV. BMW is going bold with its new class electric models. The automaker will build a sporty coupe on its new EV platform with dramatic proportions and M1-inspired cues. The details on this performance car are pretty scarce, but we do know that the new class platform is capable of up to 621 miles of range and 1,341 horsepower. The electric M3 is expected to have at least 700 horsepower. The new class coupe could debut toward the tail end of 2025, given that we've already seen spy photos. But we don't know how much it will cost. If this new coupe is priced in line with other BMW performance cars before it, it could cost over $150,000. That's what BMW asked for the i8 when it was new. Following the debut of the new ZR1, it was clear Chevy had even bigger plans for the Corvette. The long-rumored Corvette Zora could make its debut next year. The Zora would combine the ZR1's powerful V8 with the E-Ray's 1.1 kilowatt-hour battery, for a combined output of at least 1,220 horsepower and standard all-wheel drive. Nothing is definitive, but the Corvette's outgoing chief engineer, Taj Gupta, told us, and quote, "We're still working on stuff in the future," and quote, "If we're lucky, we could see the new Corvette Zora in 2025, before it goes on sale in 2026. Chevrolet hasn't even listed a starting price for the new ZR1, but we expect the Zora to cost at least $200,000. Ferrari has two new performance cars on the horizon. The first is an electric supercar. Ferrari CEO Benedetto Vigna says Ferrari's first EV will have air and quote, unique and quote, feel that will still deliver a fun and exciting driving experience. Ferrari tasked former Apple design chief Jony Ive with creating the look, but early prototypes, which use Maserati Levante camouflage, don't offer any hints. Our rendering attempts to predict the final look. Ferrari's first EV supercar could have 2 or 4 electric motors depending on the configuration, and over 1,000 horsepower is possible. Ferrari says the EV will even have special and quote, sound signatures and quote, that customers will love. The new Ferrari EV should debut next summer, and prices are expected to start at over $500,000. Ferrari's unnamed hypercar is scheduled to debut next year. Early spy photos give us a hint as to its final design, and rumors say it could be the first halo car since the F40 to have fewer than 12 cylinders. It may have a hybrid V-8, or even a high-powered hybrid V6 borrowed from the 296 GTB. Don't worry, it will still be plenty powerful. It will easily come close to 1,000 horsepower. Like the SF90, this new hypercar should also have a small amount of electric range. The SF90 can travel 15 miles on battery power. We could see it as early as this year, with production capped at just 30 examples globally. The price tag should be well into the $2 million mark. Big SUVs are a big business, and one of the most popular is due for an update in 2025. The Ford Expedition will be freshened up for next year with an exterior redesign, an updated cabin, and potentially some new engine options. The base twin turbocharged 3.5-liter EcoBoost V6 could see a slight power increase. The current version makes 375 horsepower in base form and up to 440 horsepower on upper trim levels. And there could be a new trim or two. The new Expedition will show up next year before it goes on sale later in 2025, and the starting price should be in the high $50,000s. The Lamborghini Revuelto is an impressive machine. It combines a 6.5-liter V12 engine with 3 electric motors for a total of 1,001 horsepower and a 0 to 60 miles per hour time of about 2.4 seconds. But like the Aventador before it, there's always room for improvement. The rumored Revuelto SVJ could show up as early as next year. With the Revuelto sold out through the middle of 2025, Lamborghini may introduce a performance variant to build excitement. The Revuelto SVJ would be even more powerful than the standard model, and of course, more expensive. But we don't have any concrete details on the purported hypercar yet. The departure of CEO Thomas Ingenlath could breathe new life into the Polestar brand. The company has had a rocky few years but also has several new products on the horizon. One of the most awaited cars in Polestar's portfolio is the 5 sedan, introduced in prototype form more than 2 years ago. The production Polestar 5 will debut in 2025, ahead of an on-sale date later in the year. The electric sedan should have 884 horsepower and 664 pound-feet in its most powerful trim, with an estimated driving range of over 350 miles. It could even recharge in as little as 10 minutes. The Polestar 5 will also be the priciest car in the lineup, starting at around $90,000 and cresting $100,000 depending on the trim. Porsche's next limited hypercar will be a battery-powered replacement to the 918 Spider and the Carrera GT before it. Based on the Mission X concept from last year, the hypercar could have as much as 1,700 horsepower and be able to hit 60 miles per hour in just about 2.0 seconds, or less. As with any low-volume hypercar, this Porsche will be plenty pricey, with the Mercedes-AMG 1 asking $2.7 million, and the Aston Martin Valkyrie costing over $3 million. Porsche's electric hypercar should fall into similar territory. Expect to see it early next year. Mark your calendars. Scout will show its first SUV and truck concepts on October 24 before the Duo goes on sale late in 2025 or early 2026. These will be the first two models from the reborn Scout brand, and they will both be electric. The two Scout models will have a dedicated electric platform with all-wheel drive. A dual motor setup is all but guaranteed, but tri and quad motor configurations are also likely down the line. Scout says the two models could have close to 400 miles of range when they reach production and at least 300 horsepower. We don't know how much these two will cost, but Scout says somewhere in quat, just north and quat, of $40,000. Toyota plans to offer buyers a road-going version of its upcoming GR GT3 sports car. It'll likely wear a Lexus badge when it arrives in American showrooms, and it could replace the aging RC. Spy videos and patent images have revealed the car to be a long, sleek coupe that's very similar in design to the GR GT3 concept. It's unclear what will power the new Toyota sports car, but it sounds like a V8 engine is hiding under the hood. The coupe could use an evolution of the 500 horsepower, naturally aspirated 5.2-liter V8 engine that powers the Lexus RCF GT3 in the full-fat F-badged variant. However, we expect smaller, more efficient engines in lesser trims. It's been over a year since Toyota teased the silhouette of a new off-road vehicle. It might not wear the FJ Cruiser name when it debuts, but the new model will likely expand the Land Cruiser line in some way. The mysterious teaser appeared during the 2024 Land Cruiser debut in August 2023, and the vehicle appeared to borrow styling cues from the compact Cruiser EV, with a squared-off design and plenty of cladding. It's smaller than the Land Cruiser with less ground clearance, but it would make the Cruiser name more affordable too. It'll likely cost much less than the 2024 Land Cruiser, which starts at $57,000 and will probably feature hybrid engines.